All right, let's see if it's working.
In this video, I'll show you how to set up and manage live streams in YouTube's Live Control Room. We've built a brand new stream workflow in Live Control Room that combines the best of our classic live streaming creation tools. Stream Now and Events.
What's going on?
The new Live Control Room centralizes all of our live creation tools into one easy-to-use destination for live creators. Based on your feedback, we've added many improved features, some of which we'll walk through today.
Fix my camera.
Before you get started, you'll need to have streaming software installed, also known as an encoder. Your channel also needs to be enabled for live streaming. Click the link in the description if you need help with either of these steps. Let's get started with creating a new live stream. Once you're signed in, click the upload icon at the top of the page, then click Go Live.
Do this video.
In this window, you have the option to create a new stream or make a copy of a previous stream. Let's start with a new stream first. Select New Stream. Here you can enter in a title,
specifically
set your
for
privacy,
truck drivers. Because
edit
I'm
your
a driver
description,
myself, small business, and
enable monetization,
I'm gonna do a video for
and select the stream's category.
So I can
you can also choose to schedule the stream at a later time and upload a custom thumbnail. Once you enter this info, click Create Stream. Now let's take a step back. If you'd like to use settings from a previous stream, select Copy and Create. Just like with a new stream, you can modify your stream's details. Click Next to continue.
So
if you've created a new stream, a new stream key will be generated for you. For frequent streamers, you can use the same custom stream key for all your streams. To set up a custom stream key, click this drop-down, then choose Create New Stream Key.
Let me look myself
In this menu, you can set up a custom name and description. Once you're set, click Create.
Y'all gotta excuse me, I'm live. See, that's what it looked like for y'all's side. So,
earn your degree from home with Fresno Pacific University online. We'll meet you where you're at as you earn a bachelor's or master's degree or certificate.
Commercials.
Earn your degree from home with Fresno Pacific University online. We'll meet you where you're at as you earn a bachelor's or master's degree or certificate.
I just want to make sure the video working. Okay, it's working. So, I'm gonna talk to y'all about the PPP program. Okay. Now, I am not too many people talking about the PPP program, but if you go on the SBA website, it tells you all the nuances on the PPP program. I mean, if you're not applying for if you got your own truck and trailer and you're not applying for this PPP, you're stupid. I'm just gonna put it out there. You're stupid. It's free money. Even if you, all right, your truck paid for, truck and trailer paid for, you got a little bit of money in the bank, don't sleep on this money. It's free money. So I'm gonna go through and help y'all with just dumb it down for y'all. Okay, I don't know everything, but I know how to apply for it. I got to the nuts and bolts. Okay, I talked to a handful of banks, and you just got to get to the nuts and bolts on how this thing works. Okay, so on the SBA website, you're gonna find all this stuff, right? It's gonna go through all this stuff, all the guidelines, right? Okay, blah blah blah. You got to do all this stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna dumb it down to you. I'm gonna dumb it down to y'all. Okay. So you got the PPP program, and you got the other program here. What's the other one? It's the PPP and the let me click on the thing. And you got what's the other one? It's about 5 different COVID-19 programs out here. It's about 5 of them. Okay, you got the PPP program, and then you got the EIDL program, and you got it's like 2 or 3 of them. You got the program where you get the money back on your taxes. That's a tax credit. For some people, it may work depending on your situation, and then some banks out here got their own specific like program that they doing. So like you check with your bank, whatever the case may be. They may have their own. Bank of America might have Wells Fargo, Navy Federal Credit Union. They may have their own little coronavirus loan program. So you check with your bank. So it's about 3-4 different programs out there. But the ones from the government that I know is the PPP, the the EIDL program. I don't think that's available, because if you click on it right here, the link to fill it out ain't here no more. I applied for it. I haven't seen that money. I've been talking to people. People been getting their money. So let me see what y'all talking about. Yeah, the EIDL. Yeah. Volvo, you had interrupted with the other video play. Yeah, man, I got to do a video for my drivers. Everybody doing videos out here for regular companies, but I haven't seen nobody do one for the drivers, okay? For the truck drivers, for the guys who own their own truck. So this is my contribution to my fellow drivers, okay? So, hey, bro, what's up today? Still rolling out here. Yeah, I mean, I'm home today, man. I'm home today. So, whatever. But let me get back to it. So, there are about 3-4 different programs out here. And then you got the tax credit. So, depending on the situation, you could get $5,000 per person. So, like, that program works better because you get the full 10,000. You get the full 10,000 because I think the limit is like 12,000, and so for self-employed, I think the limit is like 11 or 12,000, and so if you got a family business, a husband and wife small business, you running a bookkeeping business and a husband and wife real estate business, y'all landlords, a advertising small business where it's like 2-3 people, that program will come in handy because you get $5,000 per person. Now the PPP program may not work for you because it only works when you have one employee, because you get the max payout. But if you got 10 employees, the PPP won't work for you because you only gonna get $1,000 per person anyway. So it maxes out at a certain point. And then they got the program for like the medium-sized companies where you got 50 to 100 employees, where the PPP can help you get like 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, and like you don't have to pay it back. 75% of it, in order for it to not be paid back, 75% of it has to be I gotta watch myself. I'm talking to my computer. So 75% of it has to be used for payroll and like business stuff, but 75% of it has to be used for payroll. The other 25% you can use it for like other general business expenses. So here's my opinion on this. You apply for this PPP program, right? You apply for it. Okay? I'm going to talk about how to apply for it. For guys who got their own truck, you got one is just you, owner operator. Got your own authority, or you leased on to somebody. I'm going to help y'all with that. But if when you apply for this, you want to go ahead and open up a separate business checking account, either with that bank or with your own bank, because right now the guidelines is so vague, they don't know what they trying to do. But I must guarantee you, to qualify for the program not to be have to pay, for you to not have to pay the money back, you have to show them that you used it for payroll. You have to show them that you used it for certain types of things. And so in order to keep business records and keep everything in order, I recommend creating a business checking account when you deposit that money. When they give you the money, however they wire it to you, deposit it to your checking account, you go to the bank, get the check, you put that money in this checking account, so you keep records of it, because they don't right now. It's real vague on like how they gonna y'all know what I'm saying. Is they don't know what they're trying to do right now. So, but I would guarantee you, eventually they're probably gonna get around. After about 2 months, 3 months, you're gonna have to go down to the bank and say, okay, the first payment is due. Show us your payroll. Show us what you've been doing with this money. And you pull up that checking account. You've been like, okay, you've been taking draws out of it as a salary. You've been paying your insurance with it. You've been paying your you know what I mean? You've been buying tires with it. You can have business records showing that you don't want to put this money into your regular checking account, and now you got all this money commingling. You want to have a separate checking account for this. This is what I recommend. Now, let me get to the camera not showing my face. Let me mess with that. So if you go on here, this is basically what they saying up here. This is basically what they saying. So you got the PPP program, you got the EIDL program, and then you got the this right here, the Express Bridge loans. This is for like medium-sized companies, you know, and that's the gist with that. And so, for you guys who got your own truck, people like me and everybody else, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to Google a Schedule C, because you're self-employed. Okay, when you fill out the I got a form right here. When you fill out the form, you're gonna have to fill out a blank Schedule C. Now, you can use the Schedule C that was done in your regular taxes. I don't recommend that. Between me and you, I don't recommend doing that, because it's gonna show your profit. And most guys who do their taxes, I do my taxes, I try to show the lowest amount. I try to take all deductions I can. And like what I did is that I showed myself making a profit. Okay. And so I showed myself making a profit about 60,000. And so if you get the calculator here, 60,000 divided by 12 times 2.5%, that's going to give you a $12,000 PPP. Okay, that's a 12,000 PPP right there. So, you know, you don't want to show a profit of like taking all them deductions and showing a profit of 15,000, right? And then dividing that by 12 times 1250 times 2.5. That'll give you a $3,100 PPP. You don't want that. I mean, I'll take that, because $3,000 is nothing. That's free money. Okay, that's free money. That's essentially, it's a grant. Okay, this is free money. Okay, so what you want to do is go Google and find you a Schedule C. Okay, put your business name in here. You know, it's easy. You pull it up, and this is a form, right? So you go on here and you put in ABC Trucking LLC, right? Your social security number. It's just like a 1040, but it's just for 1040 for your business. So you just go in here, fill it out, put your address in there, blah blah blah. Put your gross amount. You made 250,000, okay? And you just answer the questions. 1, 2, 3. And you just go all the way down until you get to 8. Okay, you go to 8, put your advertising. Now, advertising, Like I've been telling y'all, keep a spreadsheet on your truck. Y'all think I've been playing? These people are not playing. They following the guidelines. So, advertising. Advertising could be anything. Advertising could be the DAC board. Any of y'all pay $45 a month for the DAC board? That's advertising, because that's advertising, because you advertising your truck on the load board. So the load boards, that you got to pay for that. So that's $45 times 12. That's $540. Okay, put $540 in here for your advertising for the DAC board, or you can put it as subscription services, because they got a line in here for subscription services, or you can put it down here. Fuel. All right. Let me put it. You can do subscription services. $540 for the year. Next one. You could do it that way, but I don't recommend doing that way, because you don't want to tell them everything. Okay, you want to keep it vague. You in trucking, they know you got expenses, so it is what it is. So, and then you go down the line, car and truck expenses. With commercial vehicles, it is, but you just need to fill this form out to be able to show the bank that you complying with. And basically, once you start going through here, you're gonna have, depreciation. You're gonna have insurance. Put your insurance in here. Your insurance is $12,000 for the year. Okay. Legal services, legal and professional services. That'll be your prepaid legal. I got prepaid legal. That's $13 a month. Okay. $13 times 12. That's 156. 156 for that. The people who fight for your CDL, they get the tickets off your license. That's who that is. I got that. It's $13. Office expenses. Okay. Y'all see me. I got a home office right here. Printers, paper, pens. Just make some stuff up, man. You can just go down the list. Office expenses, $1,500. Okay. Pension. We don't do pensions. We self-employed. Rent, lease. That could be your virtual office. Okay. How much you pay to your virtual office? Your PO box. You got a PO box for your LLC. You got let's put $350 in there. Now, when you're dealing with the IRS, you don't want to put round numbers on these forms. Don't put $350 on here. Don't do that. Put $352 on here. $356 or something. Put, instead of $1,500, put $1,569 on there. You know what I mean? But these got to be real numbers. I tell y'all, keep a spreadsheet on your truck. I be telling y'all, keep a spreadsheet on your truck. See, this is where all this stuff's starting to come in hand. When you start doing business with the government and getting these government loans, they want stuff in a formal form, and that's how they want it. Let's see, repairs. You had $8,000 in maintenance, $86.52. Okay. $86.53 for maintenance. You bought tires. You put knock sensors on your truck. You bought oil. You bought some shocks. You put a new radiator in your truck, a new AC on your truck. Maintenance. There's maintenance. Tires and all that. What else? Supplies. I mean, gloves. Okay. All the supplies running the truck. Y'all know what the supplies are. Let me make sure this thing's still live. Okay. Let's see. Taxes and licenses. That's gonna be IFTA. Okay, IFTA. You add your trailer, your base plate. Okay, your base plate. Every year you gotta pay for your base plate. You gotta renew your base plate. That's for my plate. I think I paid like $1,100 for my plate. Okay, $1,100. Your if the taxes, your all the taxes and stuff like that. Your $2,290. Your $550 for the $2,290. All the taxes that you incur to get your truck to go down the road. Your per diem, travel and meals right here. That's per diem. Per diem, that's gonna be between me and you. I suggest leaving that out because you want to show this line right here as high as possible within some reasonable. You want to be reasonable and show this line right here high. You want to have a high profit. Okay. Well, wait a minute. This 29. My bad. Line 29. You want this line to be like 55,000. That's what you want. That's what you want. You want that line to be so that way when you divide that number by 12, you can get a $10,000, $11,000, $12,000 PPP. You don't want this number to be. You don't want that number. I'm just being real with y'all. That's what you have to do. Okay, but you need other data to back it up. You're gonna need your profit and loss, income statement, and this Schedule C. Like I said before, I don't recommend guys sending the Schedule C out of your tax return. Don't do that. Go on Google and Google 2019 Schedule C and fill it out. And then send that to them. That way you can put what you want in here, and you can tell them. You can control line number 29 here. That's what you want. You don't want to come in here and you don't want your real taxes to show you had 14,000 in profit, and then that's gonna be a garbage PPP. I'm just gonna tell you, it's gonna be a garbage PPP. So you just go down here. Let's see. Taxes, your per diem. Okay, your per diem is I don't recommend putting a per diem in here, but per diem is $63 a day. Every year they go up on this, so you might have to double check. But $63 a day times, say you ran the truck, you was on the road, you run regional Monday through Friday. Okay, 52 weeks in a year. Times 5. Say you ran the truck 260 days times 63. So you ran the truck that many days. So that's gonna give you a $16,000 per diem. Okay, 16,380 for our per diem. 16,380. All right. The meals. Okay. For truck drivers, that's line 24A. Meals, we don't do meals because that's the per diem. Utilities could be, you can kind of play with that one. You could either say that's like your house, you using your house as an office or whatever. So it could be, 33.33% of your light bill throughout the whole year. So say your average light bill at your house was $130 a month times 12. That's 1,500 times 0.33. So you can put $514 in utilities, but you don't want to put too many deductions, like I said, but it's a line item. Other expenses, okay? Other expenses, just other stuff that you haven't calculated yet. So you complete the Schedule C, all right? You complete it. Pretty much, we don't have, when you get to this part, cost of goods sold, you don't have to worry about this because we're in trucking. We don't have an inventory. We don't carry inventory. So all this going to be zero. You just leave this blank. All this here going to be blank because this is a commercial vehicle. You're not claiming your personal vehicle as a business vehicle, so you don't have to, because our trucks are already commercial vehicles already, so you don't have to fill that out. And if you want to fill this out, if you want to be specific, because this line, this stuff right here totals and goes back up. This total right here will add up. Say you had 30,000. All this stuff right here added up to 30,000. This line number 48 would go to 27A. You would put that here. That is if you want to get specific, okay? If you want to be specific, but I don't like telling the government everything. You want it to be vague as possible. We in trucking. Everybody know we got expenses, so it is what it is. Let me see. Address, okay. Accounting method is cash. We do cash. That's what we do. We do cash. And and that's it. And so what they're gonna require the Schedule C to be printed out. Let me go to the guidelines. Hold on, PPP. Okay, small businesses, okay. Small businesses, that's us. All right. See, the loan will be forgiven if the money was used for payroll, interest on mortgages, rent, utilities, and it's got to be at least 75%. 75% be used for payroll. So and so the other 25% can be used on other stuff. And like I said, is y'all create a separate checking account so you can prove it to them. Send them the bank statement, and that's it. You don't have to. It just makes it easier for you. Okay. Okay. We looking for the Let me see what y'all talking about. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that. Wells Fargo. I'm gonna talk about that. Okay. I'm trying to find the they don't have no information on here. I'm trying to find the paperwork that they need. Okay, here's the application. Okay. Here's the application. Most banks gonna have you fill this out. Okay. I suggest even if you a one man LLC, you put sole proprietor. If you're a LLC and if you're one man LLC and you put LLC, they're gonna have a problem with that. Okay. And they may not email you or call you. So whatever you are, you tell them what you are. Because even if you're LLC, I would put sole proprietor, because they're going to see you as a LLC. And then once you click LLC, they're going to be looking for the 940 and the 941 reports for doing payroll and stuff like that. You don't do payroll. You're self-employed. You're a sole proprietor, but you have an LLC. That's what happened with me. So I'm just telling y'all. So just go ahead, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna get this message saying, "Oh, you need more paperwork. We can't process your application. You need more paperwork." Well, they're looking for payroll stuff because they think you're a corporation and you don't, and you're a sole proprietor. You don't have to comply with federal guidelines with doing payroll and FICA and getting a pay stub. Okay, you're a sole proprietor. So you pay yourself. You just take a draw out of your business checking account. So that is convoluted. But if you're a one man business, if any of you guys watching me and you're a one man business, click sole proprietor. It saves you a whole bunch of time. Okay, so you put your business name, address, your EIN number, phone number, the primary contact. That's gonna be you. You own you the business owner, and then your email. And then right here, what I was talking about on the Schedule C right here, you put this profit number right here. You put this profit number, you get that number, and you divide it by 12. Okay, say you made 55,600. Okay, and you divide it by 12, right? That's gonna be 4633. Now, right here, it says you gotta you get that number, the monthly payroll times 2.5%, right? And so you get the monthly. That's what you make a month, because it's 55,600 divided by 12. That's 4633. And then you multiply this times 2.5. That's gonna be your PPP. So you get the 4633. You put that in here, 4633, and then your PPP gonna be 11,583. So your PPP gonna be 11,583. Number of employees, 1 is you. Okay. The purpose of this loan is gonna be payroll, lease, because I know some of y'all got truck payments, lease, trailer payments, insurance. This what the money gonna be used for, man. This what it's gonna be used for. So that's what it is. List all owners. Okay, that's gonna be you. Put me down for trucker. Okay, I'm the owner. 100% ownership. That's me. My social security number is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Address 1 2 3 Main Street. Y'all get the picture, man. Just go on down the list. All right, and they answer some of these stupid questions right here, and is the applicant or any owner presently suspended or disbarred or proposed for indictment? You hit no. You hit no, man, because if you hit yes to these, you're not gonna get approved for the money. So you hit no. Has the applicant or any owner of any business own control in it? No, you hit no. You're not related to nobody in the SBA. You hit no. Is the applicant or any owner of the applicant or owner of any other business have common management with? You hit no. Has the applicant received a disaster payment? You hit no. All of these gonna be no. All right. And then let's see. You read these questions. Is the applicant or any individual owning 20% more equity of the applicant subject to indictment? You hit no again, and then you gotta sign it. Basically, you gotta print this form out, and then you gotta put a physical signature on here. I don't think they're gonna take. You gotta with the last fail. See, if you're a felon, you can't get the PPP. You hit no. You put no. Is the United States principal place? You hit yes. This is the only thing you're gonna hit yes for, because your business is in the United States. That's it. Is the applicant a franchise that is listed in SBA directory? No. And then you got to print this out, and you got to hit a signature on all of these. Okay, you got to hit a signature on all of these. Okay, you put a signature, print, date, title, and that's it. These other things you keep for your records. It's just some basic information in here explaining all the stuff that I just told y'all. Let's see, borrow application form. Yeah, it's just explaining to you how the program gonna work. All right, so you got your PPP program, you got your application, okay, you got your Schedule C, okay. What you need now, let me see what y'all watching me. Okay, all right, so I gotta make sure this video's still going. All right, so you got your PPP program application, you got your Schedule C. Now what you need is a profit and loss, okay. I'm not gonna show y'all my profit and loss, but I'm just gonna Google a random profit and loss statement on Google real quick. Just a basic profit and loss on Google. I told y'all should been keeping a spreadsheet on your truck all this whole time, so this thing will be easy for you. This one look good right here. Okay, this one look good. Okay, so a profit and loss is just basically a record of what of what your business been doing. Okay. You got your business name across the top, and you got the date. Pretty much 12-month period. Okay. So you got gross money coming in. Okay. This is probably for a company that's got inventory. We don't have inventory, but you get the gist. You get the gist. Okay. It's profit. You got gross income for the business, the money that you got from the brokers. Okay. You got brokers that pay you all the money. However much money you made, 150, 200,000, 300,000. Okay. Then you got your expenses. Okay. You got your expenses, and you say you had 150,000 in revenue, and you had like 90,000 in expenses. Okay. And then after all that's done, you got your net income. This is an internal business management document. So you need, let me Google a bank statement real quick. Y'all know what a bank statement is, but I have to do it for this video to be complete. All right, here go a generic, plain old bank statement. All right, now this is just a generic bank statement. I just Googled. Y'all seen it's live. It's right here. It's live. It's right on this YouTube. And so, here go your bank. This is who you do business with, right? And then this gonna be your business. My business checking account say my business name and my business address, and it's gonna have all the periods. Okay, January, February, March, April. Your checking account number, and it's gonna have all your transactions that you've been doing. You want to show the bank that you're a legitimate, credible business. Okay, you want to show you got your bank statements, you got your Schedule C, you got your income statement, and you got the PPP application. You send that to the bank. They shouldn't have no questions on what's going on, and you should be able to get your money in about. Right now, I'm in the works of dealing with a bank, and so it was some guys in the comments talking about Wells Fargo and Bank of America, PayPal, and stuff like that. But see, the thing is, man, from my experience, I think you're wasting time messing with these big old banks. I'm just telling you. I think you're wasting time messing with these big banks. I suggest you find a local credit union, or a small community bank. You can get on Google and find a whole bunch of these banks that's got 3, 4, 5 branches in your area. Okay, they shouldn't have big old national branches all over the country. A community bank should have about 3, 4, 5 branches, and maybe 2, 3 state range of you. And so that's a community bank, or credit union. Credit unions is about the same. Credit unions generally have 3, 4, 5 branches in your state, or maybe they might stretch maybe 2 or 3 states over. That's a regional credit union, a community bank. That's who I just, because what I've been reading out here, what I've been seeing is a lot of people have been getting their applications pushed through because they haven't been, they like people at Wells Fargo, they get caught up in the queue because they got so many applications that they can't get back to people. They're just too big. Okay, they're just too doggone big. And the big banks they don't have their stuff together. At the end of the day, they don't have their stuff together. They don't have a procedure, a protocol for steps on how to get the applications done. It's been taking me like, it takes a month to get a doggone business checking account open with Wells Fargo. I got 4 accounts with Wells Fargo, and it take them a month. It take them a doggone month because we go back and forth. We do this back and forth with paperwork, you know. Instead of just telling you up front what you need and you sending it to them one time, and you get it to them and they can submit the application to the SBA. Once the bank tells you, okay, we got all the documents we need, they can just go ahead and send your application to the SBA. Boom. So And so once they send it to the SBA, it's in their system. Now you just got to wait on the SBA to say, okay, boom, and then you go down to the bank, you get your check, or they deposit into your account, and it's done, man. That's what it is. But like I said, for any of y'all out here sleeping on this free money, it's free. It's not a loan, okay? It's not a loan. Don't get it misunderstood, because I know some of y'all don't like borrowing money. Y'all run y'all truck on the cash. Y'all like to pay cash for fuel. Y'all don't like borrowing money. But don't misunderstand this. This is free money, okay? All you got to do, do what I told you to do. Open up a business checking account. When they give you that money, open up a business checking account, put the money in there, and then you got a record of what you've been doing with the money. So when it's time to release you from the loan, and they say, oh, you've been using this money for 75% payroll, you've been using this for business expenses, you've been doing business stuff. Because the reason why they doing this, they don't want people to come out here and be creative and get this money and go do business ventures with it. Go get this loan, because a lot of these companies out here, small to medium companies that do millions, 2-3 million dollars, right? And they got employees. They'll go get this money. They'll get $100,000-$200,000 loan and buy another office building with it. They don't want people to do that. Okay, they don't want people to do that. So that's why they doing. That's what. It just makes sense to me. It just makes sense, because I had a bright idea. As soon as this thing opened up, my mind was like, damn, I can get 30,000 and go buy another apartment, buy a rental property. But then once you start digging into it, it's like, oh yeah, you can't buy no rental property, because it's like, soon as this thing popped up, immediately I thought, damn, I can go buy a rental property with this money, free money. But the thing is you got to do business stuff with it. So that's the little. What Big Chris saying? Be truthful. No loan is worth prison. You don't know what you're talking about, Chris. You don't know what you're talking about. Big Chris, don't listen to Big Chris. Somebody like Big Chris is the kind of guy that's got this scary mentality. Like, he don't know what he talking about. You don't know what you're talking about, dog. Like, when you like go do some stuff, and like, have you talked to a loan officer about any of the stuff I talked about? I've talked to loan officers. I've talked to 2 loan officers. I talked to one at Wells Fargo, and I talked to one at this small community bank where I live at. And they told me to do this. They told me, hey man, don't worry about it. Just fill out the Schedule C, put enough on there to show you making a profit, so I can get you this money. That's what they're telling me. Okay, it's not, you're not lying. Okay, you got documentation showing that you made money and you made a profit. Okay, now if you want to get into the details on like how much deductions you taking, that's on you. But if you got documentation to back up what you doing, there's no lying involved. I'm sorry. If you want to give up free money, that's on you. But I'm just saying. I'm just reading these comments, what Big Chris talking about in here. I just feel sorry for guys like this, because they don't know how to use they don't know how to use discernment. They don't know how to use common sense to get what they need, because the big companies are doing it. Okay, you a little guy, you need this money. And if you're going to sit up there and let the big mega companies, the $1 million companies, get all the money, well, that's because the big companies are doing it. You think the big companies are not playing with their numbers to get this money? You really think they being like 100%? No, like, you got the paperwork, you got the documentation right here too. You got the documentation right here, because I keep grabbing these papers over here. You got the documentation to show that you got expenses for this business. Okay, if you like move around your deductions a little bit to get this money, like I mean, it's a grant, man. It's money you need. If you weren't about what he said, he talking about going to prison and all this foolishness you talking about. Let me read. I'm in line. PayPal stressed that I'm not reapply. I'm in underwriting. I got 2 days before the rental funds ran out. The banks just started resubmitting apps yesterday in the SBA. That's right. the money gonna run out, man. You should have put your application yesterday morning, okay? Cause you think you gonna be like, oh man, I do mine on Wednesday. Yeah, when you do your application and then you send it to the bank, and then when the bank gets back to you and say we good, and then you send it to because the bank, it's a 2-step process, because you got to send it to the bank, and then the bank got to send it to the SBA, and then at the SBA it's in a queue with millions of other people, okay? And so you think you're gonna sleep on this money and think you're gonna be relaxed, and no, man, it's just like you want this money, millions of other people want the doggone money. And so I'm just being real with you, like you can't sleep on this money, man, because right when the last PPP came out, I applied then and I didn't get it. I applied 2 days after the last PPP came out. And when I applied for it, it was like 3-4 days. Then the on the news, everybody was talking about, oh yeah, the money ran out. I was like, what? So now I had to turn around and reapply again. So, but that's the gist, man. That's the gist of it, man. So what I recommend, stay away from these big mega places. You got to find you a bank that you got to find you banks that where you don't have to have an account with them to submit a PPP application. It's a handful of banks out there. You got to Google search in your area. I recommend doing a credit union or a small community bank. And to be real with you, I would put out 3 or 4 applications at different banks just to make sure you get in. Don't sit up there and sleep. Just put in one application and then you sitting up there nervous and hoping that you get the money. No, man, like I put in an application to 3-4 different places, man. I put in an application to a small community bank, a credit union, and I put in two at 2 of the bigger banks. So I put in about 4 applications out there. So whoever calls me first telling me you're approved, all the other banks, I'm gonna call them and tell them, nah, I'm not interested, blah blah blah. So that's you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta shop the market. That's just what it is. Big Chris say on the EID, you're supposed to get the 1K grant even if you're denied. Yeah, it's a lot of things you're supposed to do, but it's a lot of things that don't happen, but it's supposed to. Y'all a trip, boy. 4-4, I tried all this, and it says not able. I do have business checking account already. I applied for the PPP. The bank already told me I was supposed to get $16K once I'm approved. Okay, yeah, man, you should be you start try it through Quicken Loans or PayPal. I need PayPal's loan builder site. Big Chris, this thing is playing on us. It's not. I did mine. Yeah. Right. Even though. Let's see. M. Hicks said, if you're trying to get the PPP, you need to apply through a local community bank or a financial tech like PayPal or Square. Yeah, I agree with that. The data shows that circumstances were the winners in getting the loans the first round. The major banks totally screwed it up. That's right. They sure did. They gave all the big companies all the money. Cause you talking about like that's why like Amazon is paying people double because they getting relief money. Because the average pay for like a warehouse worker is like 13, 14, $15 an hour, and like they're paying folk $30 something an hour right now. So that extra money that they paying them, they're gonna get PPP for that. That's millions of dollars in PPP for Amazon. They hired like 100,000 people. You know what I mean? So that's Home Depot doing that junk. All these companies out here doing this junk. These companies out here with like 100 employees, 50 employees, like they getting PPP, man. And like for us, self-employed people, we really need the doggone money. It ain't even a bunch of money. Like $10,000 ain't a bunch of money, and like 10,000 could help us. You know what I mean? And like I know a lot of guys that need this doggone money. And it's basically a grant. It's a grant. Long as you can show that you use the money for business stuff, then it's just free money. What if your business is real estate? It's a business, man. So the same thing for real estate. So if you can show that you have a business and you got monthly income, and your income, you fill out the PPP program for that business. Simple as that. I've heard of people getting multiple PPP program for multiple businesses. I've heard of that. Okay, I'm referring to the part if you're a felon, no one else. You ain't making hella assumption about Big Chris. I ain't making no assumptions about Big Chris. I'm responding to how I see it on these questions on here. But anyway, let me see. Let me see if I can find some more stuff on this PPP program. I was trying to find that the guidelines for the paperwork that's required, because they require you to submit. Let's see. They require you to submit. This thing here is gone. This thing here is gone. It used to be a link on here where you can apply for it. It's gone. So the only thing that's available is the PPP program. It used to be a link on here. Let's see. How to calculate loan amounts. We just talked about that. Okay. Who can apply? Loan details. Here go the list of lenders that's in the PPP. Okay, here's the list of lenders. You just find your state and pick a lender. I'm in Georgia. Let me scroll down here to Georgia. I recommend going to a community bank or a credit union. I wouldn't go to Bank of America. I wouldn't mess with Wells Fargo. You just gonna get caught up in a paperwork scam. You gonna get caught up in a paperwork scam. Cause them people over there, they don't have no brain, man. They don't. You want to deal with a community bank where you dealing with somebody who got some sense, like can look at your application and make decisions, because sometimes you can just leave like a number out of your EIN. Say you write your EIN number in there. You excited to get the application done. You trying to get this money and you putting it in there, and you leave a number off your EIN number, right? And you submit it. With Wells Fargo, you would get an email saying, "Oh, we got your application, but we denied it because your EIN number doesn't exist." Like, and then you look at it, you be like, "Oh my God, I forgot to put the 5 on my EIN number. Damn." You know what I mean? With a small community bank, what they'll do, they'll say, "Oh, you left the 5 off." They'll send you an email directly, or they'll call you directly. "Hello, Mr. 44 Trucker, you submitted the PPP application. We see that we have your application. We want to process it, but your EIN number is that a real EIN number? Can you update that number? Can you send us a new form with it?" And as soon as you get that call, you can go ahead and get that fixed, and then they could go ahead and push your application through. You know what I'm saying? And see, that's where the community banks and the credit unions come in. These big mega banks, they don't got no brains. It's a bunch of zombies working at these banks. They don't have no sense. I mean, straight up, they are stupid. I mean, like, these people, like, all they know how to do is follow rules. That's it. They got a script over here, and they follow it to the T. That's it. They don't have no technical like skills. They don't have no discernment. You know what I mean? I hate dealing with these big mega companies. It's ridiculous, man. So you got, see, I'm in Georgia. You got a community bank right here, Greater Community Bank. Go with that. I mean, some of these banks, you can just Google them and see how many branches they got in your area. And most of these banks I ain't never heard before. More than likely, they're a community bank. Flint Community Bank, the commercial community bank. BBVA, they are a regional bank in the Southeast. Wells Fargo, I wouldn't mess with them. You're wasting your time. But yeah, let me go back here. Let me see. I'm trying to find the doggone rules for what type of paperwork that you need. I haven't found that yet. Additional for enhanced debt release. Cause it's some guidelines telling you, like, it's guidelines telling you specifically okay, 500. Hold on, let me look at this. Hold on, y'all. It probably talk about it in here. Instructions for completing it. Payment. Allowance, employee, healthcare coverage. Monthly payroll. Most applicants would use the average payroll. Over 100,000. Okay. Okay, here it is right here. All right. If an applicant is refinancing, add the outstanding. So if you already received the EIDL, you gotta subtract that from your PPP. All parties listed below are considered owners. For sole proprietor. Okay. Paperwork Reduction Act. You're not required to respond to this collection information. So it looks like they trying to I don't see nothing. But generally, for sole proprietor, self-employed type people, you're going to need the Schedule C. You're going to need a profit and loss. You're going to need a bank statement and or your tax returns. Like I said, I don't recommend doing that because if you run like me, you're going to show a profit of you're going to show a really low profit. And this number right here on line 29, your profit number, is a lot of times is way different than your profit number that's on your profit and loss. Like my profit and loss shows me making like 60,000, but then when I actually do my taxes and start calculating all these deductions, it's showing me a profit of like 16,000-17,000. And so, you know, you and I both know that we make way more money than that. We make way more money than that. You know, it's just for the purposes of taxes. When you taking all your deductions, a lot of people don't understand that when you're taking deductions on your taxes, it's different than profit. And so, but that's why I tell y'all to do your own taxes. I mean, you know, so that's how the game go with that. Let me see what y'all talking about. They told me the loan amount I had to score my P&L and find out what they based that number and calculate it down to the penny. Okay, I'm referring to the part about yeah, I mean, you know, I filled out with cabbage. I was approved, but they wanted me to send showing I pay employee tax, which I don't have because I'm a single member LLC. I'm just going to have them do what I Riddles 302, do what I just told you in this video. When I stop this video, go back and do what I told you to do. Come on here, fill out this Schedule C. Because even though the bank may take it like that, the SBA may reject it. I spoke to a loan officer about this earlier. He said he could submit it with just P&Ls and stuff, but there's a chance that your application may get rejected. Okay, so what he told me, to greater your chances, just to go ahead and fill out a Schedule C. Now, some places may take a handwritten Schedule C, like when you can print it out and fill it out yourself. Don't do that. Come on here, just like I told you. Come on here, Google 2019 Schedule C. All right, then you come down where it says IRS PDF. You click on here, and it's gonna come up in this Google thing, and you can fill it out. Okay, you can type it. Okay, it's better if you type it because it looks more professional. Okay, so I'll be telling y'all in all of my videos, presentation is everything. Okay, that's the whole point of having a spreadsheet, because you go to these banks, you go to these people, you looking professional. You got you running a legitimate business. Okay, so you complete this, fill out the profit and loss, put your business name in there, do what I told you in the video. Okay, and put your gross, put your gross in here. Say you made 200,000. You made 200,000. All right. Don't put no round numbers in here like I did, but put 256,289. That's what that you want to put them kind of numbers. You don't want to put round. It looks funny when you put round numbers in there like that. You want to seem like you actually making random amounts of money. Okay, you got deposits, so you want your bank. So you fill this out. Okay, do what I told you to do, and get your bank statements. And your bank statements have to match up with some of the stuff that you doing in here. Most of the stuff, So if you got your truck payment coming out your business checking account, and then if you add up all your truck payments in your business checking account, you want them to add up to just about the same number in here. Okay. If you got like maintenance and repairs, you want that stuff to add up to the same amount of money in here. And so you want to have, like I tell guys, you want to have a profit amount of about anywhere from about 45,000 to about 60. The more the better. The whole point is the more the better. So the more the better, because that dictates the amount of PPP you gonna get. So if you had a profit of 75,000 after expenses, and you do 75,000 divide 12, that's your 6,200 is your payroll, and you do 2.5%. That's gonna give you a $15,000 PPP. I don't know about you, but a $15,000 in free money ain't nothing to sleep on. This is a $15,000 video I'm doing here for y'all. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So you want to greater your chances of getting that application approved, because if you submit the thing and they don't approve it, you got to start all over again. And then if you got to start all over again, now you got to get back in the queue. And then by the time you get back around, the money gonna be gone. So like, why even take that risk? Okay, do what I tell you to do. Or you can call the bank up and have them tell you what I just told you. Okay, I spoke to some bank people, and that's what they told me to do. That's what they told me to do. I'm doing what they told me to do. So, and I'm helping y'all. I'm bringing y'all that information, and I'm giving it to y'all. So, that's the deal, man. So that's so let me see. What's his name in here? Riddles 302. That's do what I told you to do. Okay, get your bank statement, P&Ls, Schedule C, and fill out the PPP application. What a PPP application at? This the PPP application right here. If you're a one-man truck, put in sole proprietor, because when you put in sole proprietor here, they're gonna ask for bank statements and P&Ls. If you put in LLC or you put in corporation, they're gonna want payroll statements, the 940s, the 941s. They're gonna want the payroll reports. If you're a one-man business, you're not doing that. You just taking a draw at your checking account, like I said before. And so Chris saying just being patient is hard though. Okay, good information. Yeah, man, I'm trying to help you. We'll go back and listen for sure. Good idea. I submitted P&L in my 2019 tax. Well, yeah, I mean, the reason why I did a Schedule C, I completed a manual Schedule C, is because on my taxes, I'm showing a $15,000-$16,000 profit. And so if I was to do my PPP based on 15,000, which y'all know I made way more than 15,000, divided by 12 times 2.5, I'm only gonna get a $3,100 PPP. That's stupid. That's stupid. So it's best to go in here and put some expenses down, okay, based off. Because if I go and do my expenses based on what my P&L says, it's gonna give me this line number, your profit right here, line number 29 right here. It's gonna give me $60,000 profit. Okay, $60,000 profit. That's gonna give me 60,000 divided by 12 times 2.5. That's gonna give me a $12,000 PPP. I'd rather get the 12,000 instead of the 3. So that's what we rolling with. You know, that's what we rolling with. But but I just wanted to do this video for y'all, man. Cause I haven't heard anybody doing this video for truck drivers. You know, this is for guys with their own truck. If you leased on, you got your own authority. You a one man truck, and you know, this is pretty much gonna get you your PPP. You know, and you deal directly with a bank, a competent bank. Okay, a bank with some sense. A bank with some sense. A community bank, credit union. You know, and you got a good chance of getting the PPP. All these other people, Wells Fargo, Bank of America's, the big worldwide global banks, it's gonna take them a month to get back to you, and your application is still in the queue. You know, it's just ridiculous, just ridiculous. But let me see what else y'all talking about. Does your draw for the year flow to your Schedule C, or do you claim the K? No, it flows to my Schedule C. I don't do K. I don't do K1s. I just told you that. I don't do K1s. Because if you start doing K1s, like I said in all my other videos, for small business, when you only make between $50,000 and $75,000 in profit, it don't make sense, because there's a threshold. Because when you're making 50,000, 60, 70,000 in profit, you gotta pay when you doing K1s, and you gotta do payroll, FICA and Medicare, and you got a payroll company. It costs you about $2,500 a year to just do payroll. Okay, let me do the math for you. A payroll company is gonna cost you about $50 a month times 12. That's $600, plus the corporate structure and the hard work, the extra work you got to do. Because with a corporation, for a Schedule C, for an S corp, the IRS S corp filings you got to comply with, because now you got the Fed on your back. Okay, as a sole proprietor, I don't have to worry about that. I just receive my money and pay my estimated tax payments, and I just file my taxes. That's it. But see, with a S corp, and when you got a partnership, you got to do K1s, and the K1s are profits from the K1s. The K1 comes down to your when you do your taxes. The K1 comes down. So when you do your taxes, you got your $600 for that, and then you got to do the corporate stuff. That's another like $1,200. Okay, so you do $600, $1,200 plus $600 plus the FICA and the bookkeeping you got to do with that work with that, and then that's another like $500 for that. You're looking at about $2,000 just in paperwork, just an extra paperwork to say you an S corp to do K1s. And when you're a small business like that, that don't make sense. When you making 50,000, you do all that work to get 50,000. That don't make sense. But when it starts to make sense, when you start to make about 100, you break even at about 80,000. 80,000, you break even, because at 80,000 you can take a salary. Okay, you can say a reasonable salary is 40,000, right? That 40,000 you don't have to pay taxes on. Now The other 40,000, you can take that as a dividend. That 40,000 you don't have to take. And see, then it starts to make sense to do Schedule S in the tax code. Then it makes sense, because now but it's still you breaking even, because the cost between S corp and the extra taxes you paying as a sole proprietor, it's like right around 75,000-80,000. It's like right there, you breaking even. You're not making no more money. When you start to make more money as an S corp, it's right around 100. When you make 100 and then you save an extra 10,000 in taxes, that makes sense. Now you're ahead. Okay, now you're ahead, because now you can take that $40,000 in reasonable salary. Okay, now you got 60. Now the 60 goes out as a dividend. Now the 40 is paid. Now the 40,000 got to be paid with the IFTA, not the IFTA, but the 40,000 you only pay that with the FICA and the Medicare and all that, the corporate bullshit. And now that 2,500 is you still in the good, because now you got 60,000 minus the 25 minus you're making about $10,000 more a year doing an S corp, but you gotta make like I said, like 100 grand. You gotta profit 100 grand. That's when it makes sense. For me, as a sole proprietor, I'd rather take deductions and get my money. So when I take my deductions, I'm getting my money instead of getting the money as a S corp. Because I can take deductions and get that same benefit, okay? Because it's better for me to show a $15,000 profit than I get my deductions, and then I'm saving. Instead of showing my profit is like 60,000, I'm getting $35,000 in deductions. That's how I get my money. It's better to do it as a sole proprietor. It's cheaper that way. But when you want to buy a house, or when you want to get a loan or something like that, then it becomes like you got to go and do a minute return to show you did a profit. You got to take off some of the deductions and do a minute return to bump up your profit up, to show that you made some money so you can qualify for this loan. And so pretty much none of y'all that's watching this video, it really don't make sense for you unless you got a fleet and you got employee drivers. Now, when you got a fleet and you got employee drivers and you grossing, like you got 10 trucks and you grossing, $1 million a year, now it makes sense to be an S corp or a C corp, and you gonna save $10,000 per driver, because each driver, with the payroll and all of that, each driver's gonna give you that $10,000 back in the administrative to run a corporation. You're gonna get it back, because you can pay yourself a $40,000 salary. If your normal salary is 100, don't take the whole 100. Pay yourself 40, and then the 60,000 go out as a dividend. That dividend don't have to be paid. You don't have to pay the whole 15% self-employment on the whole the 7.5 on corporate side, the 7.5 on your side, and that's saving you about 10,000 once you get up around 100,000. So if you do the math, when you do your taxes as if you were a C corp or S corp, and see the difference with the same money, and then turn around and do it as a sole proprietor, and you can see there's a threshold right around 80,000 depending on your business. It depends on what you do, because some businesses have more deductions than others. It may make sense. So you DMC, you made me go into this whole rant of that. Could you be a single member in an S corp and make draws to yourself? I don't think so. The whole point of an S corp is because when you're an S corp, you got to comply with federal guidelines. Federal guidelines are monthly reporting to the Fed. So you got to do the FICA, the Medicare, all of that. So you can't just do draws. You got to comply with the federal guideline of being a corporation. You're a corporation. There are federal requirements to be a corporation. So you can't just take draws. You got to do payroll. Right. And so with an LLC, as a single member LLC, you're disregarded as a sole proprietor. So you just take draws. You can just take draws. But S corp, C corps can't do that. You can't do that. Could a member C file taxes as a single member C corp file taxes as a single member S corp, meaning no employee, only made draws? Nah. You as an employee of as your business, you still gonna have to do it. And like I just said, it don't make sense to do it because it's gonna cost you about $2,000 just administrative costs just to run a S corp or a C corp. Because every month, every quarter, as a S corp and a C corp, you got to do that administrative bullshit. You got to do your quarterly filings. And then depending on how much money you make, you got to do that junk monthly. You got to do that junk. You got to every month you got to do a report and pay the government your 7.5 on them for your employees. As you being your own employee, who wants to just do that? That don't make sense. Just be a sole proprietor. Do it when you do your taxes. Don't make more work for yourself. Don't unless you trying to do something, unless you trying to prove something. But that's why I tell guys to get an LLC. Just get an LLC. The LLC structure allows you to grow with your business. So that way you don't have to change nothing. So with an LLC, you can decide if you want to be sole proprietor, or one day you can decide, man, I want to elect to be a S corp and do S corp filings. Okay, You have to do that. But you can't just do it in the middle of the year, because if you do it in the middle of the year, what's going to happen is you got to turn around and do it for say January, February, March, April, May. You get to June, you're like, damn, man, I'm making good money, man. I'm making good money. I can save on my taxes if I elect to do an S corp. Well, then if you elect to do it right there in January, in June, if you elect to do it in June, you got to go back and do a amended, I forgot what it's called, but it's like amended reporting thing or whatever. And then you got to change up and go back and pay, and you got to comply with all those federal files. The best way to do it is beginning of the fiscal year. So if you go in January, February, March, April, May, June, all the way to December, and then come January of the next year and you looking at your books, you like, man, I did good last year. You know what, man, let me go and be an S corp. You going to go ahead and start the S corp the next year. That way you start the year fresh. Don't make it more complicated than it have to be. As I bumped into people who done this shit. They do that stuff right there in the middle of the year, 3 months in, 8 months in. Now you just gonna start. You started a shitstorm because now you're subject to federal guidelines now. I don't want to do the federal guidelines if I don't have to. That all that stuff is just you employees, OSHA laws, and healthcare. Workers' compensation and all this. You complying with all these federal junk, and it's unnecessary. You got to pay healthcare, and you got to pay the 7 side on the corporate side, 7.5 on the employee side. For what? You just one guy. Like, it don't make sense. It really don't make sense. I paid $750 in Fed taxes this year. My tax lady said, considering an S corp situation next year, my profit was over $79K. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, you knocking on the door. Yeah, you right on that edge, but I wouldn't do it. She trying to keep you as a customer, because soon as you elect as an S corp, that's gonna incur an extra $2,500 in bookkeeping fees. She want that corporate account, because having a corporate account for her means that she gonna be doing your books every 2-3 months. She has to do the FICA shit every month. She want that. She want that work from you, and that's an extra shit you got to pay for, just to save $750. So you're gonna spend $2,000 in administrative fees just to save $750. I'd rather find a deduction. Just find a deduction to save you the $750 instead of create more federal stuff to comply with. Unless you big enough, unless you get big enough, then you making millions, then you gonna have to. But when you small, one guy, two guys, please don't. Go ahead and do what. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. Don't. Then you gonna call me and be like, "Fo, you right, man. I shouldn't have done that, man. I want to be sole proprietor. It's too much." I told you, man. I told you. I was told that since I was single member C Corp, you can choose how to file in the beginning as long as your structure stays consistent. Yeah, they don't tell you the whole story though. All they telling you is the good shit. Okay, they got to tell you the whole story. There are pros and cons to everything, man. The pros and cons. I mean, to be honest, the C Corp is the best structure out there. I'm just gonna tell you. But is it for you right now? No. You can't take advantage of all the advantages that comes with a C Corp. You're not big enough yet. The C Corp is the best out there because the C Corp, let me tell you the wonders of a C Corp. The C Corp does its own taxes, okay? It clearly separates the line between what's personal and what's business. It has its own stuff. It has its own thing going on. A single member LLC is sole proprietor. It's clearly you're your own. It's a what they call it. It's kind of, you can clearly, because with a single member LLC, you can have a business checking account, but you can buy groceries out of it. You know what I mean? Because if you was to be called up in court, okay, and you got a single member LLC, that is, the judge knows that's a sole proprietor. He knows that. So he's going to approach you that way. But when you're a C Corp, there's a clear line on what's business and what's personal. Because a C Corp has to pay you a salary. A C Corp has to pay taxes on both sides. The C Corp pays his own taxes. You pay your taxes. The paperwork was the bylaws of a corporation clearly explains who's the CEO, who's the vice president, who's the accountant, who's the legal team. It clearly says that in the bylaws. But when you a single member LLC, you can do what you want to do. It's like it's open season, and so what that person they're telling you was right. Yeah, you got a lot of flexibility with C Corp, but the thing is, they're not telling you the bad shit, and the bad stuff is what I just told you. If you're not big enough to take advantage of the advantages of being a C Corp, it don't make sense. Because a C Corp, you can go public with a C Corp. With a C Corp, you can go public. You can bring on investors. Investors is free money. That's all it is. You can open up your corporation and bring in silent investors. You can have as many as you want. You can have 1 million investors if you want. Everybody, you can open up your company and you open up a new tech company and like you got this bright idea and you tell everybody to give you $100 a piece. 1 million people give you $100 a piece. That is a wonder of the world. Corporations can buy property. They can do all kind of stuff. It's just, corporations are amazing, but you're not in a position. You don't have millions behind you. You don't have no business messing with a C Corp until you get a steady stream of business, and because it's gonna cost you a whole lot just to run a damn C Corp. Damn. And let you mess up on them federal filings. You're going to get a fine on top of a fine from the IRS. And you don't want that. Just keep it simple, dog. You ain't making that much money. Until you start making millions, then go ahead and get your C Corp. I'm telling you the truth, man. I don't want to see small business guys to get all their wealth taken. Because if you making 50 to 100,000 in a small business, like 20 grand is a lot for you. 20, 30, 40, 50 grand is a lot. And you don't want no tax lien. You don't want no problems for the IRS. You don't want none of them problems. Just because you messed up on quarterly filings. And the IRS don't give no breaks on them quarterly filings for business owners. It is what it is. It ain't no, can I give me a payment plan? Can I put some on it? No. When you mess up on them filings, they hit you with it. That's what it is. And then when you go out there to do new business, you want to get a PPP loan, or you want to go down to Freightliner and get some trucks and all that, and they look you up. Oh man, you got a federal tax lien against you, all because you wanted to fucking be a C-Corp. You know what I mean? It's like you trying to seem bigger than what you is. They told me that if I am a single member C-Corp, it'll be looked at the same in court because the judge can't prove that I'm solely owned 100%, meaning the president. That's right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, it don't matter when you small business, because they know you. They know they looking at us. Oh man, that C Corp ain't no more than your alter ego. But for C Corps, the benefit comes when you're big, when you got people working for you. Okay, you got 5 employees and stuff. But hey, I done talked about this. I got a bunch of videos on here talking about this stuff. How long is this video? It's an hour and 30 minutes. But I'm gonna get off here. But I just want to make a video for this PPP program. I hope it helped y'all out, man, and just wanted to share some stuff that I learned and stuff like that. But I appreciate y'all watching videos, man. I'll see y'all next time. All right, how do you stop this thing?